Welcome back to the Reality Guys. I'm your host, Billy Blanks, joined as always by my co host, Brian.
What's going on, everybody?
We're back to talk a new show here on Hulu. It is Are You My First? Um, Brian, right off the bat, this show is just classic, right? What a great premise. We've seen a lot of other goofy premises. We've covered things like MILF Manor, we've covered Dated and Related, everything and anything in between, but this is the Virgin show, Brian, right? It is all, for the most part, pretty damn good looking people or relatively normal people. A few, maybe would you say dweebs in there as well, Brian, but
Debatable.
no complete horrible people. At least from in my opinion. I mean, you could have your favorites and your
I
least
don't think
favorites.
anybody was a horrible person.
But I love the premise. I think it's cheeky. It was funny. The narrator was great. I thought the evolving names, titles under the names based upon the situations were really good. That type of stuff I thought was very funny.
What narrator are you talking about?
Like the girl
Caitlin?
on what do you
Bristow?
mean?
The
Yeah, like
narrator. You said narrator.
the narrator. Yeah.
Isn't that Bristow?
Well, I think she's funny as a narrator. She should stay as the narrator then, because I
Oh,
like the lines
I,
are funny. It doesn't mean I don't think the person
I
was
just,
ad libbing them.
that's my, see, this is my one, I disagree with that. I completely
You didn't
disagree with
like
that.
the narrator,
No, I thought that was the
really?
worst part of the show. I hated it. I hated
So
Caitlin Bristow and I hated Colton. They were awful. They were awful.
it probably would have spoiled it more for me if I knew it was her talking,
Oh,
but I didn't.
yeah, it was definitely her. It was awful, dude. So bad.
No,
I
I
thought it was
didn't hear
not
her
funny.
talking.
I thought it was lame. But hey, yo, it's all right. We don't need to agree on the same stuff. I thought it was terrible, and
That's so funny.
I just think that how did they give you why did they give her another job? She was awful on Bachelor. Whenever she was the Bachelorette host, she was terrible.
Name
Yeah,
recognition.
probably named to pull in the Bachelor. I mean, God, the man. That all right. The people. I will say this about the people, and I will. What I did like is it's cool to watch a show where people they obviously want to date, but you never really got that vibe that people were there for like the wrong reasons. And it was nice to watch a show like that where it's like they may have like different ways they go about it, but like no one was there like being like watch Perfect Match, watch Louis over here, and these guys like Jr. and these like douchebag. I didn't think there were any douchebags over here, and like the girls seemed for the most part in my mind pretty genuine about like what they wanted to do. I didn't think any of the girls were bad in like any form. I don't think like do you?
No, and I fully agree with the premise you're putting out there. What I think you're also saying, Brian, and which I agree with, is that a lot of times when people go on a reality show, regardless of what it is, it's in a lot of ways a one-way transaction. Even if you don't win, if you go on there and have any kind of showing, you get opportunities, right? You get paid outside of it. As long as you don't completely do something is earth-shatteringly horrible, you're not going to ruin your life. It's usually a net neutral, usually a net positive, right? On this show, though, you got to go and you have to disclose something that like you probably don't throw out there all the time. And again, I'm not ashamed of anybody who is like a virgin, right? But you got to go in there and kind of bear something vulnerable right
Yeah.
away too. And that kind of, and for all of them to all be in the same boat, it did make for a fun, at times cringy. I felt like I was watching like middle school, or I was at like watching a youth group dance or something at like Bible camp. But like, there were other times where I just thought it was really funny, and I thought that I like just again the overall cheekiness of it. I think it's the best word for it. It's funny again because you'll be 5 episodes in, like, yeah, for the last 4 days, it's like, oh my god, you people really have not known each other at all. Again,
Yeah.
I have a hard time believing, maybe outside of a few, like, this is my thought going into the top, like most of maybe a few of you will bang, maybe, right? Like I didn't think it was like off the
Nobody
top.
banked.
I didn't think it was gonna be right. Like, I didn't think it was gonna be
Spoiler
like
alert: nobody banked.
yeah. Well, duh. It's
So yeah. So that I will say this: that I'm just thinking about the cast after I said that none of the girls. The only one that could be like fringe is the Farrah girl. She was talking about her OnlyFans. She
Yeah.
wasn't like actively promoting it. I did look up some of these people online because I did like a like weird like because you know what it was, Bill, when I texted you about it is familiar face Michael, who comes in like episode 2 or 3, is was on Katie Thurston's season of The Bachelorette. So I was like, I look at him, I was like, I know that dude. Where's that dude from? And I looked it up, so I found a cast list, and I saw like some her, the fair girl, and like she's on like that. I've seen her. I went on her Instagram and looked at her, and so she would have these like she was on that podcast where the guys like put the girls in weird positions where they like kind of like catch them in like a. You seen those?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
She
yeah,
was on that stuff. So like, but she didn't bring it up. So like that's why I'm gonna give her a little bit of pat. Like she talked about OnlyFans, but she didn't bring up like a lot of her whatever her huge TikTok following or whatever she has. So I
I'm
don't know.
curious, people watching, comment below, like
Yeah,
who
let
were
us know
your
what you think about that.
favorites? Who are your favorites? Who, we do cast interviews a lot of times with different shows. It seems like it might be a good one to, um, put out there. So if any of you cast members are watching as well, we know that happens a lot of times. Comment, hit us up on Instagram. Just let us know. Like we'd love to chat with you. But people, let us know who you would want to see or talk to the most. Um, I thought the Virgin Sacrifice was a funny name.
It
That
was
that
funny.
that,
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 that
that
was funny.
was very good.
That
That
was
that
funny.
was like very like Temptation Island to me.
It reminded me also like the goat. Like Daniel Tosh would have had like a field day with that.
Oh, and yeah, there have been so many vignettes and like things, or like F Boy Island. That was a
Yeah,
very
like
F Boy Island type thing.
that was funny. I did enjoy that.
I agree.
What do you want to do? You want to talk about some of the cast here? A lot
Yeah,
of
I'm
Mormons
actually
too, man.
I'm pulling a list up here that I
A lot of
got.
Mormons, dude. So
Yeah,
many Mormons.
a lot of Mormons. You got me there. What was like there was the our buddy there, the one that I felt like kind of got himself not in trouble, but he was a little loosey goosey there. Noah, right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. He was bouncing around.
He was
My
all
God.
over the place, dude. You needed a little like cork board to follow his little journey today.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, like, if I have the cast written down here, Maddie, she was a girl from Texas, the first girl we met. I thought
Hmm.
she seemed like pretty genuine, the blonde hair girl.
Yep.
Yeah.
I,
I thought Carissa got a bad rap. Like, why did she like her getting eliminated? That's who would know. Kind of threw her under the bus. And then like Michael, Bachelor Michael, didn't stick up for her like at all.
Carissa got a bad rap. Mike stunk anyway, but we already knew that from his season with Katie. He was not electric. He wasn't abusive or anything, but it was like, blah.
It's just boring.
Maddie, I had a tough time with Maddie. I had a tough time not because like she did anything wrong, but just like again, they were on day like 3, and the emotional angst of like, oh god, who went on a date? Oh, I didn't get the kiss. Oh, I wish I had shared it for someone special. Oh, enough, like enough. It's 3 days in, and we get
It.
it, guys. But like,
I.
this isn't
mm,
like
I agree.
if the show was like never been kissed, I would get it a little bit differently. But that was this premise of the show was there was dudes talking about getting head on the show.
Well, that was the dudes. Of course, the Mormons, the dudes that like they probably have soaked already. You know what I mean? They probably have like towed the line. I'm sure. But the Noah
Edging.
guy said he didn't like porn. That's why he's like the fair girl's like I have an OnlyFans. He's like, well, you is that are you doing porn? She's like, no, and she's like, well, I'm not going to talk to you anyway. So, but the Maddie, the thing about Maddie is like she was to me acting like what a virgin would be like on TV. That's kind of like why I wasn't like blown away by a lot of their reactions and like full committal to like we need to be in a relationship so quickly. It's like, do they know better?
No, they don't know better, and I think again, I think that's why it was genuine. And I liked the show. I would
Yeah.
recommend the show to people. It's my wife was sitting there, and I was had it on when I was doing stuff throughout like the evening, and she was laughing at it. Once I explained the premise pretty quick, like you spend most of your time like hate watching or laughing at stuff, but like that's the point of the show. It's entertaining, and so
Yeah.
I mean, I liked it. I mean, do you like it more than you didn't like it?
My bar was low. Honestly, like with
Mm.
the Hulu shows that I reality shows I've watched in the past, the bar is low because I watched that like Grand Cayman Island show that was not good.
Vanderpump Villa.
Yeah, I guess that is a Hulu show. But like that kind of has like we know that's like kind of like Vanderpump. I mean, there's a little bit of name attached to it. Yeah, it was fine. I just like the people, like the people that got eliminated early to me were like the most pure of virgins. Of like they acted like how I thought they would act. Like you got the Hakeems and the Crash, who like were never really on the show. And
Yeah.
then like their conversations when they talked to girls to me were very fitting of the title. But like they just some of the
Um,
what
no, I was agreeing with you on that. I thought too, like an interesting part, Crash, poor Crash. Um,
with a K.
Heavy people of focus, Brian, right? Were Rachel and Michael. Michael, the tour guide from Austin, who was also a reality TV alum, Brian,
Yeah,
the 20 somethings from Austin. That was a Netflix 2021 one season show, kind of a real world esque show. Obviously, did not help too much in the dating life. But, I appreciated her for being vulnerable about like a female like condition that is there's a lot of them, right? Like especially when you get married and you start to like understand and have a little bit more of like and a little bit more appreciation for the many more things that women have to deal with, and it's a very common type of thing for someone. And it was I appreciate that she came on and was like vulnerable about that. I'm glad that he came back. I was bummed to think like crap that was gone. Like how bad could the emergency been where they couldn't say hi real quick? Hi, bye.
yeah. We always wonder what that stuff's like. But this is one of those relationships where it's like it's fun to watch because this would never happen on another show.
Nope.
And I haven't. I know the show came out yesterday, the 18th. We're doing this on the 19th, so like I binged this like all day. I didn't look. I don't know any. Are they? I would love to know if they're still together.
Yeah, this would be a
Like,
very
I don't
fun
think they're
show to get.
together. I
It'd
don't
be
think
a
they're
very
together.
funny show to get a quick update on. I know when I'm asking for like a reunion here, but like a quick update would be a nice article released by Fox would be or not
Yeah,
by Fox by
please.
Hulu would be great.
Yeah, I would like to because I just you knew where it was going the way that they edited the confessionals in episode one. You knew where it was going,
It was going to
and
be too much of an ask for these people to actually have to have their first time happen on television. And honestly, Brian, I like it in the respect that like it definitely gives them a reason to try to go for season two, and it
oh yeah,
guaranteed season two someone will bang like that. It's a given because people applying for it will know it'll happen. Thousand.
I was kind of hoping that when Colton asked the question, "Is everyone here a virgin?" that somebody was going to say, "I'm not," and maybe the soaking would come up.
Maybe
Like
once someone was the undercover
yeah, like
fiend,
they're like too out to handle. They're
the
on the wrong show.
wolf in the chicken coop. Or
So
Fox.
at the end too, they had like I know I'm bouncing around here, but like why I don't think these couples, any of them, will last is the families called in on a Zoom, and like they could say whatever they want about like, oh yeah, this is good, and like Rachel's friend was like kind of asking some questions, and like same with Sarah's mom, like about asking. You remember Jake? I mean, seems like a nice guy, but he's definitely strange. And Sarah's mom's like, "You know how to fight?" And he's like, what?" It's like, who asked that kind of question?
Oh
Yeah, so
God.
I just they didn't. I know I'm bouncing around here, but like people that have watched the whole season, like the final is like it literally is like The Bachelor, where it's just like you go to the thing and you like profess your love on like an altar in the sand, and it's like the one dude like I thought he was proposing to Brooklyn, and it's like a friendship ring. It's like that's a super virgin thing to do, and Sarah's the only one that said no to Jake, and then like Rachel and Michael are claim they're. I need to know where they are. I just the distance thing could be I think was something that he was hesitant of.
It's still a little early. I was doing a little sleuthing just as we were talking to see like any ones are like anybody's still dating. There's looks like there might be like one or two articles out there, so you probably can get an idea. People are saying I'm seeing people commenting in some of the titles mentioning like the lack of sex, which is funny. So um,
Like, I wasn't expecting any of that shit. I think there was a little bit of
I
finger
was.
action, but
Oh,
like
I thought somebody was going to have sex. I definitely did. just based off the whole premise of the
Yeah.
show. I mean, it was the reality TV in person in me, but I thought it was going to happen. So all good though. Again, people, we would be open. One, definitely watch the show. You should give it love. Do what we did. Go watch all the episodes. Let ads play. It's ways people help out. Comment below if you want to hear from any of the cast members. If you are a cast member, comment below. We
Yeah.
appreciate you guys for putting yourselves out there, being vulnerable. Definitely not
Mhm.
easy. You can go and check out our playlist, A Reality Guys Conversation. We've done a ton of cast interviews, so you can go and vet us out and see that we're not too hard on people. But until our next review, for myself and Brian, thank you all so much for watching. Peace.